of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, we're going to amend the agenda right off the bat here. I need a first a motion to amend the agenda to add Mr. Schmidt as a guest speaker, please.
I'll make a motion to have Mr. Smith go first.
Second. All in favor? Alright. Floor's yours, sir.
Where would you like me to stand?
It doesn't matter, wherever you'd like
Yeah, I didn't know
to.
where
I mean, the camera's right there, so.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
all right. Well, thanks for having me back. I met a lot of you guys with the Okra grant presentation here a while back, but Daryl Schmidt, I'm our state senator, District 48, so starting at the Wabash River, Gibson, Pike, DuBois, Spencer, Perry, and Crawford counties. So the entirety of those 6 counties. I'm a farmer, farm in Pike and DuBois counties, and now for the last 2 sessions that I've been our state senator. A couple years before that, I was on the DuBois County Council. Just felt passionate about getting involved, and we need regular people with boots on the ground and, you know, to represent rural Indiana. So it took me 3 weeks to meet every department head in the county when I got on the county council. It's taken me a little longer, but when Senate Bill 1 came around in the beginning of 25 and all the changes, I made I was making an effort to get to every town, city, and county council meeting. So anyway, so I want to, you know, be here, make sure everybody has my cell phone. I'll give you guys, each of you, my cards. I handed out some information. The updated Senate Enrolled Act 1 from 2025, House Enrolled Act 1210 made some updates. So the papers that I gave you have a listing of the updates, and then the one has the changes and the updates from 2025 that we created in the 2026 session. That's kind of the implementation timeline and things and how they had gotten changed and pushed back. Just a little, I guess I'll give you a brief rundown and logic behind all of that. The idea that starting in 2023, after the 23 budget session, Indiana has a biennial budget every 2 years. So at the end of the 2023 budget session, everybody knows that we have the 4th most, or they don't know exactly, but we have the 4th most complicated property tax structure in the country. Indiana does. And with inflation from COVID, assessed values were going up and property taxes were going up, creating a lot of consternation. Anyway, so studied it for 2 years, and in 2025 they basically implemented the beginning of a 7-year plan to try to make it more transparent and getting more decision-making power to the local level, so we can kind of control our own destiny on a lot of those things. Obviously, the first thing is they wanted to encourage everybody to look internally if there's any ways that we can create efficiencies. Here in rural southern Indiana, we pretty well tried. We're always running it pretty tight and have been efficient and conservative. So there wasn't as much fat to cut there. But so then the decision making for us at the local level, giving us an opportunity if we can utilize LIT, local income taxes. Spencer County is a little bit different. Anybody above 3,500, possibly it'll go down to 2,000. Population would have the ability to do their own LIT. Right now it's still at 35, which in Spencer County that's still just a county, right? There's no municipalities that would fall under that. But the idea is to try to give us with some more local decision-making power. And for a little perspective, first thing people think, well, you're going to force us to raise taxes. Well, actually, in 2015, the state income tax was 3.4%. Okay, this year it's 2.95, and in 2027 it'll be 2.9. So that's 0.5% less that the state is collecting. Okay, so then if we determine that we need it locally to do that, it's really more of a shifting where it's going to be collected and then managed. And I think we can do a better job ourselves managing it locally. So that's kind of the whole idea of it. Simplicity portion of it, you'll hear some people that were getting a deduction specific. There was a bunch, I guess piecemeal together. Different groups would be getting a deduction coming off of their assessed value, trying to figure their property taxes. Well, kind of complicated, and that goes back to us being the fourth most complicated in the country. So a lot of those individual deductions are going to be eliminated to where it'll be more standard. Now there are some exceptions to that where there's some credits, and short term there will be some people that'll be negatively affected where the credit will be a little less than deduction. You've probably heard some of those stories, but that's just temporary. There's temporary bumps in the road. Ultimately, by the time we get to 2031, the 1% cap people, which that would be the homesteads, okay, they will have a 2/3 assessed value deduction. So if you have a house worth $150,000, by the time we get there where it's 2/3, basically you'll have a $100,000 deduction on your assessed value. So you'll take assessed value of $50,000 times tax rate. 2% cap people, which would be apartments, land, they'll have a 1/3 assessed value deduction. So if it's $150,000, you take off 150, or you take off 50, there'll be $100,000 left times tax rate. The 3% businesses, those will pay property taxes on the full assessed value. Okay, now, as a balance, you're also, business personal property taxes used to be $80,000. If you had less than $80,000 on your business personal property taxes, you didn't pay that. Okay, before that it was like $5,000 or $10,000. They took it up to 80 basically for administrative purposes. It took a lot off. Now, going to the 2 million, that obviously takes more people off. So when this is all shaken out, it's supposed to be balancing out. There was no intent to shift, from one group to the other. So I wasn't an architect in on this. I got into the first session in 25 when this first came out, and just coming straight off of local government, we had done in 24. We had just done the county budget, right? So when I saw that, I was like, I really panicked. So I was doing a lot of advocating behind the scenes to make sure that us as local. I still look at everything through the local lens. That's where I'm home, and that's where I still look at that from. So I did a lot of advocating behind the scenes. Hopefully, provided I get reelected this fall, that I'm going to try really hard to be on tax and fiscal. I've already requested to be on some of those committees so I can use my local government experience to help on those. And the reason I say that is this is a 7-year plan to do that. A lot of you, I don't know if any of you have heard of the MUST, and that's on there, okay? And what is it? Municipal something strategic task force.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, the idea of that was, and I was sitting in some meetings up there as we were going through the session, it's hard to find a solution that fits Spencer County, that also fits Marion County, that also fits Allen County, or whatever. So this was a way for the legislature to basically delay implementation on a lot of these things. There was talk about moving that where the 3,500 person population threshold right now. If you have 3,500 or more, you'll be able to create your own local income tax. There was thoughts about taking that to 2,000, maybe lower, which then would include some of the counties here in Spencer. Wouldn't get you guys in it yet, but it would include some of those. They chose instead to leave it for 3,500 for now, and then basically give all counties an opportunity. If you can come up with a solution on your own that's acceptable to everyone in the county, what a better way to do it than being dictated to from Indianapolis, okay? So that's kind of the idea, and then I guess the reason I say that is the MUST committees and the whole overall concept, and why I try to get in so much detail on that. The story's not written yet, okay? So if you guys come up with really great ideas, then that's my job, representing you guys, and that's why I'm trying to be everywhere all the time at meetings, and then be on the tax and fiscal, be on some of those committees where you guys come up with a great idea, then, by all means, we'll use it, implement it, and, go with it. So that everybody up there, I guess I should say the majority of the people up there are there just like we are, trying to do what's right. So the story's not written yet, so any input and ideas that you have, that's what we want to go with. So you can read through those things. I'll give you, and I'll give you guys, if you don't have my cell, a lot of you guys do, but I'll give you my cell. Always feel free to call and text, and I don't claim to have all the answers, but I'm a megaphone for 140,000 people, and I do, people call all the time, just if I need to go and rattle a cage somewhere and get an answer, and I'm just a conduit to do it. So, any questions on that? Okay, I don't want to make your meeting any longer than it already is. But thank you for having me here, and this won't be the last time you see me, but I'm just, I just want to run around. That's the only reason I got involved. So, thank you.
Thank you. Alright, can I get a motion to approve the last regular meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve last month's meeting minutes.
Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Oh, vote carries 5-0. Sorry, ahead of myself. Alright, we'll move on to department reports.
Alright, again, talking about the only things that are highlighted in different color. First, I want to point out the water tower maintenance that we've been talking about. They're something that they want to paint it, or clean it on the inside, paint it inside and out, give the proper treatment it needs. They're wanting to start that here in the next couple weeks. Alright, so it's coming. That said, once they do that, we've got this new VSD in the water plant. It's going to make our water go, it's pressure regulated versus tower weight and put pressure, right? I don't know what it's going to do initially. Your main need is probably going to stir up. I'll give you all a heads up. So we tell everybody around town it's going to stir. Hopefully, once it gets going, it's just kind of like it may not do anything to it. It may just continue on. As a matter of fact, some people with low pressure may have steadier pressure because it's going to be pushed to a certain PSI versus a higher or lower water tower pressure. That's coming in the next 2 weeks, hopefully 3 weeks at least. Water audit, Commonwealth completed it and submitted it for us. It's done. We just did our annual testings today and shipped them off for the HAA5, TTHMs, VOCs, IOCs, nitrates. We do it every year. A couple of these every year, a couple of them every few years. Anyway, we shipped those off this morning. That leak detector I talked about last month, we purchased it, and so hopefully as we start going around, it's not only a leak detector, but it's also, you can kind of reverse use it as a locator if you're digging to kind of, if there's not a line in there, we can be a little bit more guided in our searching when we're looking for lines. Wastewater, I did meet with Commonwealth last week, discussed the project that's coming up. They wanted to just get some clarification on the outfall structures, I envision how they're supposed to operate and how we're going to use them, as well as some of the valve work that got to be done, looking at the parts, the bad valves. There's some old system stuff out there. And the crossover, I think, that we always talk about cleaning out. They're going to give us some quicker, they may not improve the size of that, but make it easier to clean out for some quick connect type stuff. So we ain't got to be hooking all this crazy stuff up, standing in the water and whatnot. The jetter's working, sort of. We fixed it last week. It was running, and it ran for a while, and it quit. Doug was out there. We got back to shop, by the way, and it started right up.
Oh, you got it.
He would start up again today, see if it worked. I think it started before we got to it. It started quick. I don't know why it wouldn't work last week. We had to hand roll 300 foot of cable. So that was not a fun one. I sent letters out to, I went around town, found everybody's RV. A couple months ago we talked about RVs here in town, right? So I sent everybody the rules, the regulations, what the town, at least what it applies to them. Basically saying, hey, you can't be living in it more than 22 days, 60 or consecutive 68 for the year. It's got to be licensed and ready for highway use. All that nature there. September 1st, I'm going to start riding around and I'm looking at them, and I'll start sending out violation letters. That said, there's some things I can't tell if somebody's living in it. I can't tell if it runs. It's supposed to be able to run, right? I can't tell you that. Some are going to be obvious. It's just going to be a slow process. Before I send any violations out, I'll have you look at it and just make sure that I'm sending it for the right thing. Alright, and not doing something wrong I shouldn't be doing. So, this is a copy of the letter that I sent everybody. You can have that to look at, and if somebody wants to see it. This is what the letters look like that I sent out. Alright, last month Mr. Mingus came in and made a complaint about the house over on 801. I also sent them a letter, about their animals and the noise and burning smoke and whatnot. Basically informed them I had been handling that with, hey, fix it, you know, you go fix yourself. There's a problem, you guys work together to fix it. And I told them that's no longer gonna be the case. If they keep popping up on radar, it's gonna be violation notice from this point on. I mean, obviously they continue to, you know, the talks, they go fix it for the minute, but it's a temporary fix. They're not really fixing the problem. So, that went out as well. And I
So
also
that's
sent-
still an issue, they haven't done anything, and
They
they're still
have.
out in road, and,
Yep,
and they just move skids around from.
they do. I watched them do it. So they sent me a picture saying this goat is out. I went over there. They were out in the yard. Hey, you got a goat out. And they went over and they're all accounted for. And I watched one run under the fence. I said, nope, they're not, right? And he moved it, and I got another picture the next day. But I didn't send that letter yet. So from this point forward, they send me a picture. You know, I got validation. I really need to validate it. You know, more than one person, because they're kind of at each other. I can't just go, you know, he could send me like, hey, the goat's out. And I can't send a violation letter without some type of.
Well,
Or
Doug's
confirmation
neighbors
there.
saw them out, all of them.
Yeah, and if we get more than one, say, hey, there's goats out,
Yeah.
okay, I can count that. But these two are at each other's throat. You know, he can call me every day, say the goat's out, and want me to send a violation letter. I can't do that based on that. But if I'm here, I'll drive over like I did the other day and try to catch them out and take my own pictures. Same thing, I sent another, it's gonna go out tomorrow, a new violation citation actually for, dogs around town. I don't know if y'all, I know there's a lot of dogs around town, a lot of people don't complain about them, but if they're aggressive, right, the one over at Ernie Thorpe's, very aggressive. They bit my truck tire today. I was trying to get him out, but he was attacking my
He's
truck.
vicious, yeah, he's one tried,
Yeah, he threw a fence on me one time.
Yeah.
So, that's going out. Alright,
he's vicious, he's vicious
Um,
dog ever seen.
one of the skags, the newer one, quit working today. That's the one we had all the problems with as soon as we got it. They brought it in all season, and there was a relay switch or something was switched out.
Yeah.
So that was done. The generator wouldn't start last week. I know we might be needing it. I got Vespar come and look at it. It gets some type of error code, and we told them what it was. They're probably gonna come out and hopefully the next day or two and fix it. It shouldn't be something serious. I mean, it's still going through all the motions. It's just clicking like it would be a starter on a main engine, but who knows what it is. Okay, the building's next door that we're waiting to get down. As of Friday, the equipment was still down. He's hoping maybe this Wednesday to get it done. I know last month I told you they're gonna start the next week. Well, the problem wasn't what they thought. They checked another thing, that wasn't the problem, and they thought they might have a cracked head or something on the machine. So we're still waiting. I don't have a definite answer on when they will start, other than as soon as they get the equipment in. And any questions for that? That's all I had.
What about, can we make an ordinance on that, no parking everywhere where, because Madison and Valley Ray's always complain every year about them coming down through there.
You can make an ordinance. The problem is, okay.
So it's our roadway. He's talked about it before. It's our
Yeah.
roadway that we can't.
It's a
we can't
secondary, by our definitions in our code book, that's a secondary road. Secondary roads within our town allow parking on both sides of the street as long as there's X amount of feet in between the left and the roadway. He hits that, it allows him by definition. That being said, we do have two other parking ordinances for 4th Street and 5th Street during certain hours that was set in. And that says we can't do an ordinance on 8th Street and make it seasonal for whatever, or just at all times, because, or give them a limit. Hey, you gotta be this far back from the edge of the road. I mean, there's a law for that one. If they get too close to the road, we just gotta call the cops, say, hey, write a ticket. We can't. But,
They're on the edge road, or on the road.
They're in the
most of
but on the road,
Yeah,
right?
half
But it's-
half the vehicles are in the
It's,
road.
it's
You
not,
take it
we
through.
don't
I'm
have
talking about the
anything.
farmers out here, is all I'm
I know,
talking about.
exactly. Well, Bobby
They
Riggs
need-
stopped in and talked to us before. The problem is, I don't have no forcing function
Yeah,
to say, cause they can't park there.
Current ordinance says they can park
I
on
mean,
the side of the
cause they're gonna
street.
get busy here pretty soon.
In our ordinance, it actually tells him he can park there.
Yeah.
So,
I just asked.
no, I would like to, because it is a
Well, I
dangerous
can park
intersection.
halfway on the road.
Buses go through there. Now, you know, if it's a fine, I mean, he's got 8 cars over there. At the time when I talked to him, he had 2. Now they just keep adding up. I think something should be done with parking, but it's an ordinance that has to be written and looked into to make sure, you know, it's not just singling out one person. It should be fair across the board. But that's a safety thing also.
Yeah, you know, with the stop sign right there too, is what, you know, having trouble with too, you know, people, even me or anybody.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all dealt with any of this stuff at the state level. You dealt with this before, obviously here. I haven't done it, but I don't think there's anything we can do.
Rewrite the ordinances.
No, we can rewrite it and add it.
How do we define the secondary roads? I haven't looked
It's-
at that.
I can find it, you know, I'll get it to you, but we have 3 road types in here, and a secondary road, basically, there's a primary, secondary, tertiary, I think, for us. Your primary is your main thoroughfares getting to town, right? I think we're a little different in the bigger roads, but secondaries are just our back roads around town, both sides of the street. There might be secondary might be our lowest one, but it allows it on both sides of the street. I haven't looked at it in a couple months, but I
Could
did
we-
find it in our books.
What I'm saying is, do we just pick roads and define them as secondary and
It's just
tertiary, or is it,
basically,
could we redefine that road
Right,
essentially?
we just
Say
move it from
tertiary
one list to
road.
the other.
Yeah.
well,
It's
they're
a
not
main
labeled,
drag
they're not
on the other
labeled,
side.
Correct.
I ain't read on that
like
side.
this road is not labeled primary, this road is not labeled secondary. It's basically a definition of the road, you know, is it a primary thoroughfare for the town? Yes, for the farmers, but it's not a primary thoroughfare. They use it to go down
Right,
the
it
road.
runs at Main Street. 8
Right?
is until Main Street.
So, it's just a definition what makes that road secondary. Now, you all can look at it another way and see, well, I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
And if
Well,
that's the case,
I seen it where they come off hot, coming off the highway here, I'm on the side of that car, you know,
Yeah.
I either gotta back up or hurry up and get over.
no, I mean, I agree
Mhm.
with it all, but
But they don't see me, you know, cause I gotta be over in her lane
Mhm.
when they come off the highway.
I
just-
think there should be something that we could do if we could,
You would think they'd be able to park somewhere.
but I really need to talk to, we have to rewrite an ordinance, obviously,
I think
rewrite
that's the
something
only way we
to
make
lay it
happen.
out. And not just, I mean, even if it's just that section, that's the only road, well, that and Main Street,
Yeah, if you're rewriting the ordinance, no, I would go around and
you have to go and look at it all, and just say these roads are
aspects of all of
changed.
them.
And nobody parks on any of the roads.
They
Well,
don't. It's
there's
just
Right,
like-
but you
There's-
still have to
there's
change it in
still,
There's a
case,
couple
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
town that they park on,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
even if no one's parking
again-
on it right now.
we definitely wanna change it.
now,
It's just dangerous because they're coming right off State Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, they coming off the highway,
Yeah.
semis over on the wrong, you know, most of the time on the wrong side coming out. And then they're trying to come back in.
oh, yeah.
So
Especially-
I agree that just has to be rewritten if we can, and figure out which roadways that are
Tractors
secondaries that need to be primaries.
with the, you know, planters and stuff coming that way a lot of times.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, we could write the ordinance, I mean, it's a thoroughfare for farming, right? It's a,
It says they're designated on a thoroughfare map of the master plan for
Yeah.
Grandview. So, I mean, I guess hypothetically, you could adopt a different
Yeah,
master
the
plan
map,
with
the
different,
map.
like labeling that as a,
Extend that road
Yeah.
onto the other side of Main.
it goes primary, secondary, local, and then marginal access.
one of them had the parking. It's like a little map, I think further down.
So, do the actual maps on here?
Yeah, it's like a drawing, it kind of tells you this is, or a table, I should say.
We can talk about
It might be in the ordinance, I pulled it the ordinance,
Oh, yeah, we can talk about
and I
it.
have it in there, go grab it in a minute.
I just throw it
Anyways.
out there.
But no, I agree, I think something should be done, cause
It
right
never
now,
happened all
I have
these
nothing-
years I lived here until they moved in, so, I mean, I don't.
And it's been every single year that.
Yeah.
somebody's
I've talked to him
complained
about it,
Yeah.
right? And I went through this when Bobby Ray came through spring,
Yeah.
planting season.
Mhm.
And I asked him about it. He says, I didn't have a way to find him. Where else I would find him? He says, if you find me, I'm going to stay parked here because I need a parking spot. Basically what he said. But if we make it where he can't park there.
Yeah.
And then
we
can we
put
tell
no
if he
park-
is parking in the wrong
We
spot?
can put no parking signs up all the way through there if we want, because we can do whatever we want on our
You
stuff.
can.
Now the
Can-
guy, he acts like he's okay. If you just come talk to me, I'll move it. But no farmer's going to drive through there and get out of his vehicle and say, I need you to move your vehicle today.
Mm-mm.
Right. Because I need you to drive through. He goes, I'll move it out the way for the day. You don't know when this guy's coming through there, right? I don't think that really works. And
We don't want to be busy.
I mean, if he,
Oh, it's
yeah, I mean, if he would just keep it out of the way all harvest season and all planting season, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal.
but now there's more. Back then there's only two vehicles,
now
3
there's
vehicles.
4.
Now there's like 3 or 4.
And then
parked
there's
in the
2,
yard.
yeah, no, there's 2 parked in the yard and then 4 on the street. So,
Is there some way to expedite, I mean, if you wait for Andrew,
Uh-huh.
next meeting to write it, and then you have to vote on it, and then it's
Man, if
30 days, can you do something
if they
quicker?
send it, I mean, if they
And
get it
they're
done
gonna
and just email it to us, then we can read over and then just vote on it.
Cause
for
they're
our
gonna
special
be, they're
meeting.
gonna be getting crossed out.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it can just be a quick special meeting to go or whatever we need, quick public,
Mm-hmm,
30-minute
That's
meeting or
what I mean.
whatever.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you.
So,
They don't sound like a quick.
no, that's not gonna be quick.
You know.
No.
so you
Yeah.
gotta turn it.
Well.
I will tell you on that situation, the yellow going down the road, boom, boom, and shaking my windows, I talked to him the other day, and I said, I just appreciate it if you
That's the
save
same.
it for the city
Same
limits. And he said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, and I'll stop, and he has.
Yeah.
He stopped.
Like I said, I've talked to him, and when you talk
So
to
he's
him,
not
but the
unreasonable
problem
about,
is, I gotta keep talking to him. He's like, well, I'm gonna fix it, I'm gonna fix it, I'm gonna fix it. It's not fixing the problem.
Yeah.
So, and
no,
I've been
this
working with him, trying to get him to do it without having to go to.
is, all
the
of us
next
on that
step.
street heard him way before we saw him do it, but he has turned it off.
Um,
It was rattling my windows.
It was Saturday, wasn't it?
Fire department got nothing.
Okay.
Or Walker doesn't at least.
Anything else on parks?
No, you still need mulch, right? You want
Yeah.
red mulch?
Well, being part of the season it is, if we could just get the dirt or the potting soils and, for the pots, and I was gonna talk to everybody about getting mums to plant in there. That's probably the best thing to do for this time, because of the time of the season it is. I can't really get anything in the ground that's gonna,
Yep.
that I would feel comfortable spending money on in the first place, that would have a good chance to get started. So if I could just get the dirt and enough mulch for that.
You
Red.
said like 10 bags, right?
hmm
Mulch I have behind the shop. I can get you a bucket load whenever you're ready.
Okay, excellent.
And again, I'll just go ahead and mention August 22nd is our Summerfest, so down at the river. So if you guys are able to be there. If not, just let us know. We're going to be asking for as many volunteers as we can. So
I did speak to the people that I spoke to you about the other night on text, and told them that it would be where they plugged into DJ's equipment, and they were fine with that. They said 4 or 5 songs is what they were looking at, and that would be 5 to 10 minutes for each one.
okay.
They still got a bunch of snow pits for the. Oh, that's how you're going to wrap the bar.
So that's something we still got to talk. I don't know.
Yeah,
Adam never contacted her. So that's a question that we're gonna contact Adam and see if we have to or not, and then we'll get that up.
I
If we
believe you
absolutely
do for
if we absolutely
a,
have to, then we will.
beer tent. You have to be closed off.
Yeah.
We
We got by with it because everything was completely
Closed off.
fenced off
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
that's
That's
why.
why it was so open
Yeah.
last year. So yeah, no, I just want to make sure that
So
we
we
got.
have plenty of snow.
But it'll be
pits.
easy if easier.
Much over where it's at.
Yeah.
I got.
So it might be easier if we throw those tents up and kind of tie them off the tents too.
You can do the two big ones off in the dirt there. And we do have those tents in, they haven't been put together yet, but obviously, they're not gonna be put together until we put them together.
So we'll just figure that out.
Sam,
when
how
that
much
comes
trouble would it be to take the bleachers down there?
Not none at all.
No.
in. Put them in the forks of the tractor and goes on.
Well, we put them on a trailer. I put the two big ones together on the trailer, and the two small ones, I mean, there's plenty, we can get them down there.
I was asked about pop-ups. I told them I wanted to address the board about that first. They wanted to know if it was okay for them people that was going to be coming to sit and watch music, whatever, if they could have a pop-up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why that'd be a problem as long as they tie it down properly and
Okay.
if it's windy. I mean, I don't want it blowing
They
around.
may
So
call. I told them they could call
they need
town
to,
hall, but I don't know if
they need to
they did
have
or
the
not.
proper safety.
Yeah,
And if they don't need to be the ones in front, blocking everybody else
Right.
and you.
I told them that
But, yeah.
I was sure you wanted that
But,
it
yeah,
needed to be kept
absolutely.
back, but they were supposed to call here, but I don't know if they did or not.
So, no, I think I mean, it's gonna be hot, so, people need shade for sure.
Well, he took that day.
Better than freezing to death, okay? It was not, it was
Every other,
Or drowning.
every
Or
other,
drowning.
small town around here picked that day for us.
every other, every other weekend.
Or drowning in
Yeah.
the flood.
Citizen Fest is next week, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always.
it's always burning up out
Then
there.
ours,
We
then
call it the Citizen Fest for a reason.
then Labor Day, then,
Yeah, so, okay,
We had a heck of a turnout out there though, the weather's good enough
for
to
sure.
do the demo.
Alright, old business, the homeless ordinance to sign.
Yeah, last month we got the papers, no one said they was anything to add to it or take off of it, so we just need to sign the ordinance 2026-08-10-02.
Do I get a motion? We don't need a motion to approve, we're just signing, we already approved it,
You
didn't we?
need I think you need to approve it because you had to get notice right on it first.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and approve it again.
Yeah, you'll have to motion to
Okay,
adopt.
can I get a motion to approve, ordinance number 2026-08-10-02, please?
You make a motion for
Yeah.
North Dakota said.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Vote carries 5-0.
yeah.
And then while we're doing that, there was an oversight of,
Thank you on the first page there.
was it 2024 and 2022, whenever we were supposed to raise the hydrant to $1.48, and it's $1. And storm sewer was supposed to go from 2 to 4, and that was never done. So somebody caught that, and we have to fix that. So I just want to make you aware of it. So when you get your water bill, there's going to be a little bit of a, I don't even know what to tell you. So you got 2 years free there. So if they
Actually, they
vote-
figured
they
out,
vote
the
to
town
change-
probably lost about $16,000
Yeah, oversight, yeah.
based on not collecting that money.
Not talking
So
for last 2 years.
I'll get it fixed.
There's $1.38.
$1.48.
48, 248.
Just looked at it a while ago.
Did you just look at it too? It's $1.48. Can we take it outside? $1.48. We just seen it.
Storm sewer's going from 2 to 4.
Yeah, from 2 to 4. And then the hydrant's going from $1 to $1.48.
So it's 248.
Well,
Sammy.
248 total. Yeah, which is fine. If he's saying it's $1.
I know, he's being argued.
I know.
I'll go check for it.
Okay.
Look, he's gonna check. Go get
Before we
her.
sign something.
Go get her.
Yeah.
Before we sign something,
Ain't nothing to sign. Ain't nothing to
Approved or
sign.
whatever.
Ain't nothing to prove. It's done.
Already approved.
It's in the water boat. It's in the water boat.
2 years ago.
yeah.
That number, so
You get it.
technically our money that we want to raise for our storm sewer. So
No, you all didn't.
It's
Hey,
not when
you all
people
get-
come to their heads, we weren't part of
Did you all
that.
get with,
You wanna do this?
If you want to.
yes,
Y'all
that's
get
very
email
good.
from
Or
our-
what is that?
You do
Should've.
this.
And do this.
Yeah, that's what you were.
Okay.
Whatever her name is.
So,
What's her name, Dakota?
so,
Angie, did you?
What?
I got an email from, what's her name, Dakota? Oh, right
What's
here.
that, Marcy?
Marcy
About the
Davis.
fraud?
Yeah.
just fill it out.
Just,
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Either just text her.
I don't think John was
Fill it
even on
out.
the email.
No, if I didn't get one.
Okay.
Oh, you can get one?
Okay.
Everybody
I'll
calls
look
you.
for it.
Yeah, she got all the emails.
Everybody calls you one and
John was on the email.
audit stuff.
I was going to,
No,
There,
it
she's
should be
on
on
the
your phone. But you gave everybody,
is it last
even
week
these
you
guys
sent them?
right here, because you probably didn't
No,
fill
this was
these.
about a month ago. Probably.
Y'all went in 25, wasn't you?
Mm.
And
No, she
24
asked
you won.
for it,
Just
though.
26?
Just like I said, $1.48.
Well, you should've got it.
Just like I said.
That lady told me earlier, I was talking to her, so it's fine.
Oh, she was wrong.
Actually, no, I probably
She
just
told
missed
her.
it.
It's not like you can hear very clearly.
No.
I didn't bring my hearing aids today.
Not that you know of.
Right.
That's all she had to know.
Alright, we got one
Okay,
second.
we got, so,
Yeah.
I'll go
yeah.
back through and make sure I didn't just
I'm
miss it.
jumping.
you're fine. So, it was pointed out to us that,
See, last Thursday.
you gotta love unfunded mandates, right, Daryl? House Bill 48 says volunteer fire departments now mandatory every year get $250 for clothing and $250 for their own vehicle every year. So our guys just got $200 plus, they've got some kind of incentive on attending runs or whatever. So I have a copy of it if you want to see it, but in the meantime, it put Michael in a shortfall for 26, and then when Stacy was on with Robert with the DLGF for next year's budget, we had to increase that by 10,000 over what you all had already approved. It's okay because you haven't officially voted on it. So their budget went from 40,000 to 50,000 to accommodate next year's.
Right.
Yeah. So I made you a copy if you want to read it, but it's a House Bill
I guess we'll trust you.
1048. But
Trust that you read it right.
yeah,
This
well,
is what we're told, though.
yeah, and it, they talked about it, legislation at the July clerk treasurer school, which was way up in Michigan City. Well, there's no way that Stacy could do that. Maybe in the future she could send Jessica or something, and she could, close the office. I used to have to close the office and go because, but they supposedly send emails out, State Board of Accounts did. I never saw it. Stacy never saw it. But locally, clerk treasurers got together last week. They forgot to invite Stacy. I didn't know anything about it, or I would have told her. But anyway, that was the topic of discussion, was how are small towns going to fund. And for our department, it's about $10,000 a year.
Did Michael not get nothing, I guess?
He didn't know anything about it.
He didn't
No,
know nothing
it
about
went
it.
from legislation to
Ah.
clerk treasurer school, and if you weren't there and they didn't send out that, then it's just a,
Okay.
Daryl wants to say something.
May I add?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't think that has been changed for like 20 or 30 years.
It hadn't.
It's where that hit. Make sure also there was some confusion. There are not to be taxes taken out of it.
No, we don't.
I mean, some municipalities are taking up taxes. Some clerk treasurers are confused on that. Now, what I'm working on for next year, actually, I'm going to try to mirror some legislation that was in Iowa last year, which will have nothing to do and won't affect you guys at all. Trying to make it where every 2 years the firefighters will be able to purchase a set of tires for their personal vehicles because they're using them at the state negotiated purchase prices, okay? Working to make sure that local vendors, that's a priority of mine, to make sure we'll still be able to use local suppliers, local people that you always buy your tires from, to do this. So at this point, that's going to be a benefit because you're always trying to take care of your volunteer firefighters, right?
Sure.
At this point, this is going to be one that will not cost the state any money, will not cost local people any money. It will be basically a better negotiated price from the tire manufacturers. And I don't think they're going to push back. How are they going to push back and say, oh no, we don't want to give the firefighters anything? So that's kind of what, because that's one of my things is trying to help firefighters out. There's so many volunteer firefighters in here in rural Indiana. they're our first responders, right?
They are.
Might not be in a municipality, but here, they're always the first ones there when somebody falls and busts a hip or whatever it is. So that's kind of what legislation I'm working on for next session, is to be able to give them a benefit of the state negotiated purchase prices and it won't affect us at all. So anyway, thank you.
Kind of stuff I like to hear, that too.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So I will tell you this, Christy was gonna reach out to her, her trustee and see if they could help offset, because they've got several more than we have. But all we have from her other than the fire protection contract is that Coon Fire, and that's for equipment, so it couldn't go. It couldn't go, so you all have to fund it, you don't have a choice, it's just an unfunded mandate that so we think we got it. We're in good
Sounds
shape.
good.
We're good.
All right, we'll move along to new business, cemetery deed.
Yep, one. For Ruth Ladner.
All right, while that's going around, we can move along. Resolution closing of an account.
Well, when we done the Venmo account.
Yep.
I was told by the auditors that I had to, so we put it into the gas fund, which was open, but it was empty. Use it, can't use it, have to move it. So I got that all took care of. So the resolution is the 2026-08-10-03 for me to move it into the actual boat dock fund. So that's what I've done.
Can I get a motion to approve resolution 2026-08-10-03?
I make a motion to accept resolution 2026-08-10-03.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Vote carries 5-0. I guess we'll sign it first. Sign them left.
Yeah, he's at work.
You got one best one.
Okay, the last resolution I have is for the liquor store that was supposed to have been signed last month, but Andrew had paperwork and we didn't get it signed. Yeah.
True.
So,
True.
Just true.
Yes, you need to do the resolution adopting or accepting the donation, and then, agreeing to the donation agreement and resolution accepting the donation. I have both this time.
so do you have,
So there's two documents I need to,
Well, yeah, so
I have the one.
the resolution is just basically saying we'll accept this donation. We need everybody to sign it, and then the donation agreement just needs Dakota to sign. I had Mr. Harrell sign that last time.
it's the same one she's got.
Did you have the other one? Or you said you just got one? For
The agreement
donation?
is just for
He's got the
Dakota.
Oh,
agreement.
okay, so we
But
got the
they need to be
resolution.
authorized to sign the donation agreement and
Okay.
then also to accept the donation.
So can I get a motion to authorize me to sign the donation agreement for the liquor store? And then can I also get a first, second?
Separate.
I guess we might.
You do it
should
separate.
do
You do it
it
separate,
separate,
yeah.
So I'll just do the motion. Thank
I'll
you.
make a motion to authorize you to sign the agreement to take ownership of the liquor store.
Can I get a second for that one?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor for me signing? Thank you. All right, so can I get a motion to, what is it?
Well, that's our attorney's problem.
Jonathan's
Vice
advice
president.
now. You made a boo-boo.
So he has that shirt on.
We can do that with writing. We can just
Just cross it.
cross-use the vice president. We actually don't need to even list who's the president or vice president, just as long as it's council members.
Okay, we'll just leave it then. So this is,
All right, can I get a motion to,
Yeah, we
can I
can
get a motion to approve resolution
I can get out of
number
there.
2026-08-10-01, please? Can I get a second? All in favor? Vote carries 5-0. Thank you guys.
no going that's up.
This is tough tonight, guys. We are struggling.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is it you can,
Yeah.
you let that lie.
No, I did.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with clerk treasurer's report.
Should I go ahead and print my name there, or
You don't have to.
mark that out?
They were,
Oh, okay.
they were so.
Wow. Fancy. Can I get a motion? Can I get a motion to accept the financials?
The fine ones are.
I'll make a motion to accept the financials.
Can I get a second?
Yeah, I'll say.
All in favor? Vote carries 5-0.
Yeah, that was I was struggling with those. No. And then you just have to sign this one.
Okay. That's,
You sign, they all sign this one, but you just sign this one, something new that you.
I'm with you.
Every month? Yes.
Oh no.
Who said them?
Is that the new account?
Yeah, no. Something that was supposed to be like
Okay.
We've never done that.
So she's just
You just have to sign it.
gotta approve this every time.
I told you they were more about policies and procedures this time than this morning.
If we forget.
I know how
We know how to fix
I know
it.
how to write those.
We know how to sign your name, give everybody a raise.
Yeah.
Jonathan has had a problem with me.
Any other business that we may have? Anybody wants to bring up?
Sorry.
So, did you post the new flyer yet?
No, I have not.
What's the problem?
Nothing, I was just kinda waiting. Make sure. Well, I was also wanting to figure out what, I don't know, just waiting on.
Did you hear from Pat Davis about them wanting to put a table up with food on it? I told her, call you, because we only wanted the shell, right? We didn't want any more
Yeah, no
food,
burgers, so.
but they could do sweets.
Well, yeah, if they wanna do ice
There's
cream,
that other
that's fine,
sweet, yeah,
but
that one sweet.
kinda hard. We could just
Yeah.
send them up there for ice cream, I guess, but,
What about if they did the pulled pork?
well,
I
I
know
think
about
Rochelle has,
Does
well,
she?
yeah,
Okay.
she has it all.
Okay.
She has everything that
And we
that
don't
Days
want to
has,
get,
so.
and we told her,
I'm
right.
not walking on toes there
Right.
since.
That's what I was
she got
asking,
screwed
yeah.
last year, so.
Yeah, I didn't know what, I knew she had hot dogs, but I didn't know.
No, she's
Yeah.
got it all.
Okay. Okay, then we don't need to
The
do
Taco Public Center pizza resolution is supposed to let me know this week.
Good.
Okay, cool.
The
Okay.
orange, the other one was Hoover Burger that did out too. Yeah.
That,
I'll say.
cool. Yeah, I
Already
think
got
Taco
three
or burger,
vendors
yeah,
too.
okay. It's about what we had last year, vendors, so vendor wise, it's 3. So that's
The George and the Country Boys are telling all their followers every time they go play somewhere to come.
cool. I guarantee it, that's why, you
Yeah,
know, I think it's gonna be something good early on in the
Yeah.
day, so.
Tell
Okay,
everybody.
well, if we don't have anything else, can I get a motion to adjourn? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
You guys are tough tonight, guys.